people say that after 70, a man no longer needs a woman. But if that were true, then why, in the quiet of the night, when the house holds nothing but the ticking of the clock, do so many still ask themselves, do I still need a woman by my side? Perhaps the greatest pain of old age is not gray hair or a weakening body, but the feeling that you are no longer truly important to anyone. Welcome back to Journey After 60. In this video, I want to share reflections and stories about men over 70, their hearts, their loneliness, and their need for connection. I've seen many men who seem content, even happy living alone. Yet if you look closely, a subtle longing often betrays the truth we too easily overlook. The human heart rarely fully accepts solitude. It seeks connection in one form or another long after the world has told them it's too late. If these reflections resonate with you, hit like, share this video to spread the message, and don't forget to subscribe so we can continue exploring life's journeys together. Now, let's sit together for a moment, as if sharing a quiet morning coffee, and gently ask ourselves, for a man over 70, what does truly needing a woman in his life really mean? Number 1. Solitude is not loneliness. Solitude is often misunderstood as loneliness. When young people see an older man sitting quietly in a chair, reading the morning paper, or gazing out the window, they assume he must be lonely, or worse, unhappy. But the truth is far more subtle and profoundly human. Over the years, I've learned that being alone doesn't always carry the weight of loneliness. In fact, for many men over 70, it can be a form of healing, a soothing balm after decades of noise, responsibility, and endless self-sacrifice. I remember my friend James. He spent 40 years managing a busy family and a small business, always on the move, always caring for others. After his wife passed away 5 years ago, those around him worried that he would wither in grief. They suggested new hobbies, trips, even introduced him to people they thought might keep him company. But James did something that surprised many. He chose to sit with his own thoughts. He structured his mornings with quiet walks, a cup of coffee on the porch, and journaling, things he had never had the chance to do during his busy life. At first, I admit, I worried for him. I thought maybe he was withdrawing, avoiding the world, escaping his pain. But gradually, I began to notice a subtle change. There was a calmness, a serenity in his eyes that had never been there before. One afternoon, he said to me, "You know, being alone isn't empty. It's full of things I never noticed before. I can hear my own thoughts. I can recall my children's laughter without the noise of everyday life. I can even hear her voice in the mornings, and it doesn't hurt. It comforts me." James's life taught me a profound truth. Living alone does not mean being lonely. It does not mean an empty heart or dull days. In solitude, a man over 70 can find a rhythm that belongs entirely to himself, a peace that youth rarely allows. There's freedom in deciding how to spend a morning, in noticing the light filtering through the curtains, in listening to the tick of a clock without feeling pressured by deadlines or expectations. Yet, I've also seen the opposite. Men who live alone but never embrace that quiet, who fill every moment with distraction or avoidance, sometimes carry a silent ache in their eyes. Solitude, when unwanted, can become loneliness, but when it is chosen, when it is embraced, it can become a companion. There is dignity in solitude, a way of living that honors the past and the present. It allows a man to carry the memories of his life without being overwhelmed, to remember love and loss without being tormented by longing. Have you ever felt that kind of quiet, where the world seems to pause, yet everything feels full? That is the quiet I'm talking about. For men over 70, it can be a gift, a chance to reconnect with themselves in a way that decades of obligations never allowed. It's a reminder that happiness doesn't always come from someone else. Sometimes it comes from embracing the richness of your own presence, the depth of your experience, and the simple truth that you are still here, still able to notice the world and feel it fully. Solitude, when embraced, becomes a foundation rather than a void. And from that foundation, something deeper often emerges. The way love itself transforms with age. Number 2. Love matures with age. Over the years, I've noticed that as men grow older, their understanding of love deepens and transforms. Desire doesn't disappear. It simply changes form. What was once a passionate longing gradually becomes the yearning to be present, to be warmed by closeness, and to feel connected in quiet moments. The urgency of youth fades, making way for a gentle awareness that love doesn't always need to be measured by grand gestures. It lives in everyday exchanges, in gratitude for life's simple joys, and for some, in the sacred presence of God. Love that comforts, asks nothing in return, and quietly endures. In this stage, men learn that love doesn't have to be tied to another person to be real. Family, friendships, and even brief encounters remind them they are not invisible in the world. These small connections carry weight, affirming that life continues and presence matters. Love becomes less about intensity and more about depth, found in a long conversation, a thoughtful gesture, or the quiet wonder at life's beauty. Freed from the need for passion to validate existence, men discover a serene independence. Love turns into a choice, revealed in prayer, reflection, or the joy of simply observing the world. It becomes patience, gratitude, and the ability to cherish what one has, rather than chase what is lost. And even in this maturity, the heart retains its capacity for deep connection. Men can still welcome friendship, companionship, or romantic love, but now with clarity, purpose, and conscious awareness. They understand that love doesn't have to consume their entire life to be meaningful. It is woven into daily experiences, subtle, nurturing, and deeply human. It is an acknowledgement that the human heart, with its warmth and ability to connect, never diminishes. It simply matures. If this perspective on love resonates with you, share this video with someone you care about. Sharing can be a simple act of connection, a reminder that even in quiet moments, we are never truly truly alone. And while love matures with grace, stepping into a new relationship at this stage of life carries its own weight, one shaped by experience, responsibility, and the quiet wisdom of age. Number 3. Relationships in later life can be complex. As men enter their 70s and beyond, the idea of starting a new relationship carries a weight younger hearts cannot fully comprehend. They still care and feel affection, yet life has taught them that intimacy comes with complexities. Experience has revealed the delicate balance between joy and responsibility, and past lessons linger in quiet moments of reflection. At this stage, forming a new relationship is no longer just about love. It is about navigating life's realities, emotional contexts, and the boundaries of a life already fully lived. Many men consider carefully the responsibilities that come with intimacy. Financial concerns may rise to the forefront, not out of distrust, because they know how quickly complications can arise when two lives merge. Health is another constant factor. Companionship is appealing, but illness, mobility challenges, or dwindling energy inevitably shape the rhythm of love in later life. There is also a heightened awareness of life's finiteness, making every decision carry tangible weight for both present comfort and future security. Years of independence, being free to rise with the sun, shape the day by one's own rhythm, and enjoy silence, become treasures of immense value. Some men find themselves weighing the sweetness of intimacy against the quiet dignity of autonomy. Choosing self-preservation is not selfish, it is wisdom. Past relationships remind them that love, though abundant, often required endless compromise. These memories are not bitter, but instructive, teaching patience and the art of measuring desire against reality. For some, this lesson leads to restraint, a recognition that the remaining years may be more fulfilling when lived with calm rather than continual negotiation. Others turn to faith or spiritual guidance, finding companionship in God, enduring friendships and family bonds. Choosing to wait, protect one's peace, or embrace solitude is not retreating from life. It is aligning with a path that honors both the heart and one's circumstances. There is dignity in admitting one is not ready, that timing isn't right, or that life is already rich without novelty. Such choices do not diminish love, they enhance it with wisdom. And when men do choose to love again, it is with clarity, patience, and deep respect. Relationships that become true collaborations, grounded in mutual understanding. Ultimately, relationships in later life are complex because the conditions are different. Joy is sweeter, but disruption feels heavier. Some men embrace companionship, while others protect the sanctity of their own peace. With age, I've come to realize something simple. Love and companionship matter, but life's meaning doesn't end without them. For many men over 70, fulfillment is found in the small joys, the quiet mornings, and the sense that life is still worth living, whether shared or lived alone. And perhaps that is enough. Peace, clarity, and quiet joy become gifts earned through experience, patience, and a willingness to listen to one's own heart. At this stage of life, we learn that caring for ourselves, Preserving our freedom and savoring small yet precious moments can bring a profound happiness that often surpasses the noise and pressures of complex relationships. These years also remind us that love and connection aren't only about romance. They appear in bonds with family, enduring friendships, the joy of helping others, and in quiet moments when we recognize the value of simply being present. When the heart opens with wisdom and gratitude, any relationship, whether intimate or simply a peaceful presence, becomes meaningful. Choosing to live a life with intention, honoring inner peace, and treasuring the simple things is not a retreat from life, but a deep understanding of oneself and what truly matters. Men entering their 70s and beyond realize that happiness can exist independently without relying on a traditional romantic partnership. If this video has resonated with you in any way, I hope you'll take a moment to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so we can continue exploring the subtle truths, quiet joys, and unexpected lessons of life after 60 together. Until next time, take care of your spirit, honor your heart, and remember that every stage of life brings its own kind of love, beauty, and peace. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.